Hello everybody, this is Mateo and happy Forever Alone Day. Just check the date of this video if you don't get it. So I've grinded up a bit of money, I do believe. Indeed, I think I have about 5,000 gil now, which I'm going to use to buy more spells, which I need. Yeah, buy Cura, Null Blaze would be good, and so would Heal. So you probably want to buy those three. I ended up not buying them, at least buy Null Blaze. Heal might not be all that great. But make sure you buy Null Blaze. And then for the terms of black magic of the red mage, no, actually that's kind of difficult. Here's where a white mage would be good, just because then you'd be able to get both Null Blaze and Cura and not have to worry. Although you could just get one of the two elemental spells there and just have the black mage with both of them. But oh well, I just decided to give the red mage both of them, which might end up turning out to be a mistake. We'll get into that later. But here we're in the castle, actually, and here's the prince that we have to help. He is basically a sleeping beauty, and we must wake him up. But instead of just making out with him a little, we have to get him a medicine. So this game is still rated E, even though there's a whole bunch of violence. Well, not really, it's just swinging swords at the air and then numbers popping up in front of the monsters. But that's about, well, I guess it gets a little bit more violence in terms of RPGs. I mean, Persona. But other than that, like, that's about as violent as the Final Fantasy series gets. Until they started moving, like, up to the enemy and slashing them. But other than that, really not much. And a dead end, of course! Okay, well, we're heading to the west right here through this maze of everything in order to find our way to the Marsh Cave. This place, it's down to the very bottom of the continent that we're currently on. Towards the bottom of the world map, actually, and we're nearing it right now. This place is widely considered to be one of the most difficult dungeons in the game. And although it is bad, it's probably not the worst. It was probably a lot worse in the NES game because stuff wasn't as balanced. And it was made to be very, very difficult. Well, not necessarily, but a lot of games were very, very difficult back then. They've kind of toned down the difficulty since then. Now I'm currently going the wrong way, but I'm getting treasure by doing so that's kind of what you're going to want to do in these dungeons. Now you might not necessarily know which way is the wrong way, but oh well. There really aren't that many very good treasures, although the extra money and gil and everything will help out. Okay, and here we have a plethora of new enemies. At least the 3 undead monsters are weak to Fire, which will hit all foes. Oh, look at them go down. Everything but the blood bones. But they're not that bad. I think the crawler might poison you. Not entirely sure on that one. But it's something. We get a broadsword, which we already bought, but we can sell that for some gil. As I shall soon see. Yeah, we just got that. Yeah, we bought that already. So I guess you could come in here without a broadsword and just grab that one if you want. But I'm not going to inconvenience myself like that. And here we have green slimes. Green slimes are interesting. They can only get hurt by magic. Well, they will take... Whoa, way to go, Red Mage. But they do take a very minimal amount of damage from your physical attacks, but spells are the way to go. Because they have near perfect physical defense. But then their magic defense is just regular. So you probably want to save most, if not all, of your MP for them and the boss of this area. So, yeah, just watch out for them. Or when you have a really large group of enemies. And there's a dagger, which we already got for our black mage, even though he really doesn't need it because it's not attacking that much. Although, this is probably the game where I make the black mage attack the most. Mainly because all the enemies are really weak and they don't get a chance to hit him, so I don't have to kill them quickly. But oh well, now that we're done with that little subsection, we can head on back up to this main area and fight some shadows. However, they will not go away in the daylight. Oh, I should mention, one of the spells that we saw earlier, Diara, which is a powered-up version of Dia, that we saw back in the first town, Cornelia. They are actually white magic spells that will damage only undead creatures. So stuff like the skeletons and the blood bones and the zombies and the ghast and the shadows that we just fought. I think it might actually be pretty powerful against them, maybe even killing them in one hit. At least the higher level spells will do so. And now we have gargoyles, which are... Man, okay, oh wow. Was that okay? No, they've hit very hard and have quite a bit of HP. So you probably want to use some type of magical spell against them, especially when they meet in very big groups. However, the knight still only takes 3 damage from them, so that just shows you how much of a tank the knight really is. And here's the very first time where I'm going to cure on screen. You might have seen there that the level 4 was highlighted in white, which means that the red mage and most likely the black mage can also use level 4 spells finally. But I normally don't buy level 4 spells until I finish with this cave, just so I'm not grinding that much. And yeah, you make money, a lot of money from going through this cave, and you should have enough to at least almost get all the spells that you want. And that's how this is going to work. You may be wondering, why are all the chests empty? Well, that's because some chests are triggered to open and become empty if you open other chests. So for instance, if I open a chest in the bottom right-hand corner, then that one will be counted as open. And also the one in the top right corner, which held either the same item or something slightly different, would also be open, and then it's impossible for me to get that item. And there we go, healing the thief of his poison. So you want to head on through here and get in battle with some Grey Ooze. Now, unlike the... Well, first off, let's get rid of the Tarantulas and the Black Widows. Pretty sure those are both repeat enemies. But I'm pretty sure that the Grey Ooze... Yeah, the Grey Ooze is the opposite of the Green Ooze, in which they take more damage from physical hits and less damage from spells. I don't think they have a near-perfect magic defense, but still, let's just attack it. See, that did almost as much as the spell, and then... Well, it's not doing like single digits anymore like it did for the green slime. Okay, I think this is the largest floor in this place, and it's not really a maze, but there's a lot of rooms just like that you want to go into and check for treasure. And you can get battles and stuff, and in one of these rooms is our main item that we came here to get, as well as our boss, quote-unquote. I'll talk about those later, once we get to them. But for now, just kind of head across the screen, and then down a row, and then across the screen, going through all the doors, checking for items and stuff. The very bottom... Oh, hey, there's a treasure that isn't open. A cottage. Cottages, tents, and sleeping bags are items that you can use outside on the field. Oh, copper armlet. I'm pretty sure I already had one of those. Oh no, I just never equipped it. Well, I could have sworn that I bought one. Huh, maybe it accidentally went to my thief or something. I don't know. But, sleeping bags, they are items that you can use out in the overworld, and they will heal... Oh. Should I... Yeah, okay, let's talk about this first. So once you step onto that tile, you will automatically get in a battle with, I think, 2 to 4 Piscademons. Piscademons are rather powerful enemies that I don't think they can cast spells, but they do have a rather hard hit. I mean, they did 31 to the knight, or the warrior. Now, think for a second. The warrior has the highest defense in the game so far, pretty much throughout the entire game, and yet that thing still did 31 damage. It could probably kill, if not nearly kill, your black mage. Now, I got lucky and only ran into 2 of them, but you can run into up to 4, maybe 5, but I think it's 4 is the limit. And it can get really, really difficult. And they'll become easier once you meet up with them at a later point in the game when they become regular enemies. But for now, they're really powerful. So anyways, back on the topic of sleeping bags, tents, and cottages. As you can see, I have a sleeping bag, a tent, and a cottage. Well, multiple sleeping bags. Sleeping bags you can use out in the field and cure 1 person of their HP and maybe MP. I'm not entirely sure. I never really used them. The tent is similar, but it'll cure all 4 of your party members. And the cottage will heal all of your people to full. Also, unfortunately, Dwayne is going to need to stay poisoned because I have no more antidotes because I didn't think to stock up. You're going to want to buy some antidotes just because you're going to get poisoned here. Oh god, more poison. Awesome, now I have to keep track of 2 characters' health. But in the event that you don't have antidotes like I do, just make sure you keep their HP up. Check it every once in a while. But apparently I got out, and now we are near Elfheim, where I found an Ogre Chief. He's like the reverse of the ogre, where he has purple loincloth and green skin, rather than green loincloth and purple skin. And he's basically a powered up version of the ogre. More HP and more attack power, but should still go down rather easily. There we go. And we're also cured of our poison yay. So you can find those guys out there. They give pretty good experience and money, I think. Don't really pay attention to how much money and experience enemies give me in this game. It just kind of accumulates, and I get tons of money by the next time I get to a town. But let's go ahead and go to the level 4 black magic shop. We have haste, which is very, 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 very good. You're going to want to get that for probably both of your black mage and red mage. Now you might notice me going to the black magic shop buying stuff and then going to the white and then back to the black. That's because I want to check if there's any spells that the white mage or the red mage could use. Probably should have bought Null Frost, just because that along with Nullfire would have given me full protection against all magical elements. But I ended up not, which kind of bit me in the butt, especially since I only bought 2 black magic spells. I had a space open for a white magic spell, so why I didn't do so I have no idea. Anyways, we are now walking around this field for no discernible reason. What am I doing? Oh, right. So now we're heading to the west again, and you might be thinking, Mateo, you already went to the marsh cave, why are you going back? Well, I might be going the same general direction. However, I'm going I'm going north this time, right here, in order to find the castle where we need to return that crown. The game kind of doesn't tell you where you need to go at this point, because, well, you know that you gotta get medicine for the elf prince, and you know that you need to get a crystal eye for Matoya, but you have neither of those things. Instead you get a crown. But here we have this king right here in Western Keep, and he will laugh and laugh and laugh, and he has his crown back. Oh, but he is actually Astos, King of the Dark Elves. So apparently the King of the Dark Elves lost his crown. He was no longer king, he was merely just a Dark Elf. Oh well, at least he didn't make this place all magnetized, so we can't use our equipment. But now he's going to be the true Elf King. Oh, okay. It makes sense how he's in Elfheim too. But anyways, here's Astos. Kind of difficult, our second real boss of the game. But now we finally have buffs, such as haste and, what's it called? The thing that'll increase your attack power. I think it's temper, maybe? Not entirely sure. But as you can see, haste is raising their hits, so they're doing more damage. I mean, the thief did 8. Normally he would do like 4. So that'll just increase. Yeah, it is temper. So you might want to use temper on your guys, however this guy shouldn't be lasting all too much longer, so just cast Fire instead. And he should go down rather quickly. Second boss, not that bad. I mean, he isn't magnetizing the area, so he doesn't have that going for him. Really, it's just a neat little story thing. And we killed him. Yeah, goodbye, Astos. And we get money and experience, but not in that order. Good job, mate. And apparently, for whatever reason, the Dark Elf had the Crystal Eye, which is what Matoya was looking for. So now we gotta go all the way back to Matoya's cave. Luckily, we have a ship. Although then again, we couldn't have gotten here without the ship in the beginning. But how did Astos get the Matoya's Crystal Eye? Also, I apparently can't find my way out of this place. Help, I'm lost. Now you keep on seeing this message, this door needs a mystic key. We'll get into that later once we actually get the mystic key. We should be getting it soonish. You get it after this whole little side quest type thing. It's not really a side quest. Anyways, you're going to see me trying to point out that I'm going to my ship. Yeah. So I'm just going to teleport, and now I'm all the way over here. That bridge that you made after saving Princess Sarah, your boat can actually pass under that, and then you can get to the port right here, which is really close to Matoya's cave, and it helps out. What was I talking about earlier? It was only like 30 seconds ago until I started talking about the bridge. Oh yeah, this side quest really isn't a side quest. It's part of the main quest, but it's just like a little side story, sort of, where you have to go. It's like a little item fetch quest, but it's necessary. But for Matoya, for giving her, I think it's a her, I'm not entirely sure, but after getting its Crystal Eye back, you get the Jolt Tonic, which we shall bring back to Elfheim in the next part. I will see you all then as I try to point it out. Get used to that. Goodbye.